Yes, we are. Hey, I think it's going. So,
Here we are.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Split Sheet Podcast. So, it's probably been a year and a half since I've done one of these things. And a lot has changed in that last year and a half. I am not in Maryland at Black Label anymore. I'm at my own tattoo shop, which is Lighthouse Tattoo Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I'm here with my friend Ben, who has been on the podcast before. And he now works at Black Label, where I used to work. So Ben has come to visit me in Michigan from Maryland. So welcome, Ben. And yeah, we're going to paint some flash like this was originally intended to be, instead of doing digital things over the internet and sending them back and forth. Whatever, we are here in a room together, painting flash, doing things as they were intended.
Doing the things. Here we are.
So what do you got going on?
I'm just fucking around, just drawing shapes. It might be kind of a little mechy and a little tribally. We'll just see.
Right
yeah,
on.
I'm trying not to try too hard. That's a life metaphor there, kids. Try not to try too hard. Try really hard, like painfully hard at not trying hard.
So since the last time we did this, can you reflect on where you were career and life-wise last time we talked and did this versus things now?
Yeah. I mean, at that time I was working for Dave and Kim Kruzman at Old Line Tattoo in Hagerstown, Maryland, which was a wonderful, lovely experience, and I have nothing but awesome things to say about them. But yeah, I think the last time we talked, we were in quarantine.
Yeah.
So I wasn't tattooing at that time.
Not yet.
But yeah, so much has changed. I mean, the whole fucking world's changed. Like, my personal life has changed a lot, like mostly in really good ways. Just kind of, things have sort of blossomed into like, just like kind of like new ways of thinking and being in the world, and being less like, stuck to old, stale sort of habits and, things that just weren't serving me, But yeah, I don't know. I'm working at Black Label, which is super awesome. I was going back and forth working a little bit at Kings Avenue during that time, which was an amazing experience, and I'm on really good terms with them, and I'm going back again this May to work there again. So that's super crazy to be doing that, and it's very validating, and I don't know, I'm just stoked on tattooing. It's given me everything.
Sick.
Yeah, it's the best.
So how have you enjoyed your stay here?
Yes.
To inform people listening, Ben is on his final evening here and did 2 days of tattooing, I guess, and then 1 day of we kicked it today.
Yes.
But yeah, how do you enjoy Michigan?
Everything's been amazing. The shop's beautiful. Everyone who works here is super chill. Eric's the best. His wife is the best. His kids are the best. I don't know his parents, but they're the best because they're letting me crash in their guest bedroom. And yeah, I mean, the area is cool. It's like, it's sort of the burbs. We went into Grand Rapids today and got some really good food and had some good talks. And I watched you drink a couple of beers, and I nursed a root beer.
Yes.
And yeah.
I was thinking about, I think we have a non-alcoholic Heineken in the fridge.
Here.
I might crack that. We'll
see. Here we have it now?
I think I have one left in there. So maybe we'll get down.
We can share these.
We'll share it.
Do you have 2 straws?
I don't know.
Well,
we actually might. You know what?
Let's do it.
That'd be very romantic of us.
I'm into it.
Paint pictures together and double straw.
That should be like
non-alcoholic.
That should be one of the split sheet rituals. Is you do a split sheet and share A beverage. It doesn't have to.
Or maybe that's what I'll paint on the other side is a Heineken with 2 straws and like a heart.
Yeah, an NA though.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll have to like explicitly say on the Heineken somewhere that there's no alcohol in it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Only thoughtful, responsible decisions are being made after drinking this 0.0% NA.
Yes.
Which is very NA.
Yeah.
Like, I think traditional NAs have like
0.5
couple.
Whatever.
So if you like bonged like 6 of them shits, it'd be like
you get
drinking a Bud Light.
Yeah, you get a little action.
Yeah. I think we should do that.
I'm with it. Oh, we have choices. We each get our own then.
Oh, you know what? I have.
There's the Lagunitas.
Well, I forgot. I have a whatchamacallit in there. Kombucha.
Oh, you want kombucha?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, I'm gonna have the Lagunitas.
Get fancy. It's in the door, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is another non-alcoholic beer from Misha. I'm gonna steal it from him. Hopefully he doesn't get mad at me about that.
Is Misha also not a drinker?
Yeah, I think he's like gone totally off it since I met him, which has been months now. But yeah, I get down with the non-alcoholic beer. So you're having a hard time with the kombucha? Man, that's the
I'm on film right now.
I can't open my kombucha.
Yeah. It might be. Sometimes they're explosive.
It does have an anchor on the top. Looks pretty tough.
It's just like an awkward bottle shape. Like I can't get any like whatever. I'm just a fucking.
It was pretty easy.
I'm just a pussy.
Well, cheers.
I loosened it for you. Cheers. I don't know what the knocking on the table thing is, but it's just something I always used to do.
I was going to ask, you did that with your root beer earlier.
It was just the way, when I was a drinker, that's how we would take shots. We would cheers, knock it on the whatever surface and drink it. I don't know what.
You said you don't paint that often these days.
No, I mean, I try to like create on my iPad. So, I mean, if digital painting counts.
I think it counts.
I mean, I definitely like make art, like the iPad has just spoiled me to where I just don't need any supplies and it's just easy and I can just sit on my couch and do it. So I haven't been doing any analog paintings for a minute. I just did a sheet for self-care clothing.
Okay.
They're putting out a book called The Labor of Love for Labor of Love. And I did a sheet for that. My intention was to paint it, but I didn't. I just did a digital sheet.
That's what I did for our Valentine's Day flash. I went home and tried to paint it in like Kids in Life. And I was like, this is just, but I have the watercolor paper texture on
thing. Like on the digital
there.
Thing.
I put it on there and like you can still tell obviously, but like, it's like, maybe it makes it look like I put more effort into it for sure.
Yeah.
Than just here's line drawings.
Yeah. My friend Nick Filth is an amazing tattooer and artist, and he does everything digitally. And he's sort of like showed me just tricks about making things look real when they're digital. It's like little stuff like not using absolute black and stuff like that.
Huh.
So like to line, he'll like just bring it to the black corner and then just bring it up a little teeny bit and then just keep all the blackest black that. Because like a actual sheet, the way you would see it, nothing would be absolute black in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like little stuff like that.
Huh. That makes sense.
Yeah. And I guess that the paint brush set has like a Sharpie kind of liner, right? Is that
they've got everything? I'm not like
I don't have that, but you were saying you have the texture paper thing.
Just the paper background thing, but like I'm not the most savvy. Like I use my fucking finger to like do everything. I have a brand new Apple Pencil and I don't use it because I'm so used to using my finger now when I lost my pencil on my old iPad that I don't use the new pencil on my new iPad.
I mean, that's
Yes.
just your zone. That's just where you're at.
I'm
with
too
it.
used to it now. I'm like,
Do you ever sketch with your iPad, or are you like more or less just like rendering like tattoo
no,
outlines?
I sketch things out
With your finger, you sketch it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so weird.
yeah. It seems actually kind of nice and loose to me. Like, and then it's actually kind of more difficult when I have to go like do something perfect, which I think is good almost in a way. It gets me like just dialed in a little. I don't know. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
I mean,
but
in a way, I guess I don't see what difference
I
it
think
would
it
make.
might freak out clients though when I just like walk up to them and like change things. Like I'll just like start drawing with my finger on there.
Yeah,
Maybe I hope I do it with enough confidence where they're just like, "Oh, is that what you do? Is
you're
that
confident,
how you?"
dude. Yeah, I mean, whatever you do, fuck it. My only thought about that is like, are you gonna lose like your drawing on paper chops by just like
No, that's why.
atrophying your? I mean, I guess you're painting and stuff, right?
Yeah, I still get down on the analog.
I'm gonna just fucking.
Ye olden
I don't
way.
know what's happening here,
dude.
Doesn't
There's no. We'll stain it at the end. It'll look okay.
Or maybe we just won't show anybody.
That works.
Just
too.
share the video and not the painting.
Don't look at it.
Or we can like do another painting like secretly
Later, yeah.
and take time and effort
Through
and
movie magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or do a digital one and just lie. Just lie to the world.
Or because I'm shameless, I'll just tell you that we're gonna do that, and I'll just put it up on the internet.
Yeah,
anyways.
Okay. I feel less insecure about that kind of thing.
Yes. Good. Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
It truly does not. We're all just fucking little meat stardust people putting on our little outfits in the morning, going to our silly little jobs. Everything's falling apart. Only death is real.
I mean, I guess if you think about it like that.
That's how I sleep at night. That's how I can even do tattoos. I think if I like really felt the weight of like some kind of permanence in tattooing, it would freak me out, and I don't think I'd be able to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just like, I know that you're gonna die, so in 100
I say shit like that to my clients.
Me too.
Like, okay, we're all gonna fucking die.
Totally. Yes.
Some people just like laugh a little bit, and then some people are like,
they need to like reconcile that.
Yeah. That was not reassuring.
But I mean, it helps. I mean, at least it helps me not take things too seriously. I mean, it's not that I'm not gonna try or something like on somebody's tattoo. I'm always gonna try, but it's just like, it's really not that fucking serious.
It isn't. It isn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that like.
Your tattoos don't imply to me that you're just fucking around all the time.
Right. I care very much about the quality of my tattoos, and I'm not just like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're gonna fucking die anyways.
There's a balance between it. Yeah.
In a way, it's almost more like the philosophy of like, what should you get tattooed? They're like, oh, it has to be me and my butter. It's like, why? Like, it can just be fun. Like, it's like, have fun. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Like, different people get tattoos for different reasons. Yeah, if it needs to be meaningful for you, that's great. And like, I honor that for sure. But just like in the philosophical sort of realm of discussion, like, it sort of doesn't matter that. Like, you're thinking too hard about it. And honestly, like, if you're somebody that is tripping about it, then maybe you should just go buy a new pair of shoes and not get tattooed. Like, you kind of just gotta like be like game for whatever to some degree, you know.
I'm regularly throwing the ball back in somebody else's court. Like, are you not sure about this? Well, just come back when you're ready. Like, if you need to think about it some more, like, no worries.
Yeah, just like surrender to the process.
Yeah, as soon as someone seems unsure, it's like, well, I just don't want to tattoo them. Like,
totally. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Because I think sometimes people like want to be convinced into it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, they want you to like wow them in some way. And it's like, no, like I'm here for people that have decided what they want,
Right.
and then they can tell me what that is so I can render it for them.
For
But
sure.
like trying to like figure out what's in your head without like proper communication is a game that I've played and suffered through too many times.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like a psychology trip more than it is a tattoo issue.
Yes.
You know,
Uncomfortable with what that is.
I mean, I kind of think that it's just. I mean, I think being a tattooer like gives us this super unique window into just like personalities and quirky human interactions. You know, I even like the difficult ones I find to be sort of like fun in a way.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, like you think that way. That's trippy, you know?
Yeah, man. I did this tree sleeve on a guy not that long ago, a couple months. And it was like we were just getting into the snow here. So I guess apparently like in Michigan, most of the guys that are landscapers in the summertime are snowplow guys in the wintertime because there's obviously no landscaping to do. So um, he was kind of just bitching to me about that a lot and just a grumpy guy in general. And like, um, I took on the tree sleeve just like sometimes I'm just trying to like take care of people and be kind, you know, especially because I'm the guy who takes care of the shop and I know it's harder to get to everybody else and like some obscure requests like most people don't want to take on. So,
and it's also like fucking money, bread and butter. Yeah.
So, yeah, just not a lot of guidance on figuring it out. Like his references were like pictures that were like almost just not the pictures themselves were not high quality, so it was like hard to determine exactly what was going on the tattoo that he wanted, and like he just wasn't conveying it very well. And I ended up drawing it on mostly out of like I just need you to like really tell me what you want here. There's a bunch of Roman numerals that were in the trunk of the tree or whatever, but yeah, man, like the longer I talked to him about like his job and stuff like that, he just like bitched about it a lot. He bitched about having to go work and like having to do the snowplow thing and whatever. But like, I just kept being like, well, why don't you just go do fucking anything else?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say that, but even the things I bitch about with tattooing, it's like, I couldn't imagine like just.
Do we have it so good? Yeah, I mean, I had like a moment of clarity where I just like realized how fucking free I am, you know? Like I can just do what I want to fucking do. It's crazy. And I'm, I don't have kids and stuff, so there's that, but like some like I want to like buy a house, so like I want to make more money, so I just work more, and I don't have to work a stupid amount more. I just work a little bit more, just a couple extra tattoos a week, and it's like, ups my income significantly. And then I can not work when I don't want to work, or I can come work here and no, I don't have to ask anybody. I just go, and that's part of like working at an awesome, like co-op style shop like Black Label. But I realize other tattooers don't have all the freedom in the world, but I think, if you do it right, you can.
Yeah,
should.
If you got the chops, you can kind of float yourself wherever.
Yeah, and if you're a good communicator, I mean, even if you're working at a shop where you're dealing with a percentage, like if you have a reasonable employer, which you should, if you don't, and you're a talented, good person, you should fucking leave, and go work for somebody that is a good person, and just communicate clearly. And if they, I'm sure, yeah, you make it work. Tattooing's awesome.
So, do you have any particular sources you find drawing most of your inspiration from right now?
I
As you
mean,
sit here doing a half biomech, half tribal
yeah, I mean, I
thing.
definitely, I mean, I pulled a Geiger book out of your little library there just to look at real quick before drawing something. This doesn't feel very Geigery. I started sketching and then it just started being more tribal. But yeah, I
There's still
mean,
time. You could still.
yeah, I mean, I like to. I mean, I just got that new Eddie Deutsch book that's like all his early drawings from the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
super cool.
yeah, like anything that he does, I'm super stoked on. Anything Tim Lehigh does, I'm super stoked on. Um, Chris O'Donnell, you know, I always try to look at the people who I don't necessarily want to emulate, but I want to like catch some of that vibe. Like people that have been doing it for, you know, a minute and have sort of, you know, a lot of people I think are inspired by those tattooers, but I try to look at them before I look at the other people that are inspired by them. That being said, I'm a fan of, you know, younger people who are killing it with that kind of stuff. I just want to make sure like I'm going more to the source to like bite rather than biting off somebody who's biting, if that makes sense.
It does.
Even though those guys are
Biting, yeah.
biting off Ed Hardy and whoever else. But yeah, so I have like a handful of those dudes that I'm stoked on.
Yeah, well, I think there's guys doing stuff now where it's like um, they've looked at so much quality reference. They're probably pushing it better than like even a lot of like I mean older Japanese stuff. It's like different styles of approaching that. Like if you look like Gregeltron kind of shit
Yeah.
right now, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, dude, you could probably look through all the Japanese reference you want and still not like see something that's gone about it like that, especially like with the modern take on it. But like all of the design patterning and planning that you would see in any other Japanese artwork, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just
Yeah, his shit's like so crazy because it's like so like wild and psychedelic and fucking crazy, but it's also like really just authentic looking too.
mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't look really illustrative. It almost looks like an old Japanese block print, but like, you know, crazy.
Yep.
You know, like weird like patterns of like fucking like bubblegum colored flesh. Like I don't know, just it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really just like with clearly all the abilities and application, like where can you fucking take it? You know what I mean? Like the art is just like he's got it all figured out and he's just
Yeah.
playing with the different things. Like
I wonder like does he do anything else, you think? Like does he like have like a partner?
I don't know. I think there's some people that like are just so ahead of the game that like
It just comes effortlessly to them?
they do totally have an outside life. And then I remember when I was in I used to take like a college art class when I was in high school. I get to like leave and go to it. And there was this girl that was in my class, and um, she would do beautiful Japanese stuff, and I was like, wow, she's so astoundingly better than I am. And I remember asking her like, hey, like, what are you planning to do like school wise? She's like, oh, I'm going to be a veterinarian. And I was like, damn it, like you're so much better than I am, and you're not even like you're like doing this for fun.
Yeah. But that's where the passion thing comes in.
Yeah.
You know? Some people just have like natural abilities, but they just are passionate about or they just don't care, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I used to see that in music, you know, people who were like insanely talented but just like didn't really listen to music or give a shit about it, you know. And I feel like I was like super nerdy and passionate about that, but then was probably like a just very average ability player, you know.
That's how I feel about my tattooing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I'm just excited about it. Like, my natural ability is probably like somewhere in the mid range of the spectrum of people who pick it up, but I'm hyped about it. I'm
Dude,
stoked to be here.
yeah, I mean, I think that's what it's all about. I mean, if you're having fun, yeah,
Done
that's
whatever.
life.
Yeah.
I mean, working hard, having fun, and maybe having some fun while working hard.
Yes. I think there's a lot of opportunity to do that in this.
For sure. Yeah, we can definitely get to a place that's a little like torture, like a little like self-flagellating, which I've sort of tried to like let go with that a little bit. I used to just be like so down on myself, like, or so like obsessed with like making the cleanest fucking sticker looking tattoo and like sweating an outline and like doing 2 passes on an outline just to get it ultra fucking slick, and you know and like I was almost like reliant on that like end result in order to feel good about myself or whatever. I feel like I'm letting a lot of that go. It just wasn't, I mean, it was gratifying in a way, but it wasn't fun. Like I'm trying to have fun now, you know? Like still make super well put together tattoos, but I don't know.
I feel like I'm in a similar place. And I think because you have like the fundamentals hashed out, um, you're having to sweat things less.
Yeah, for sure.
So like,
I mean, that's even, I don't know if we want to talk about Alex on here or whatever. But you mentioned the me saying sometimes loose is better.
Yeah.
And for someone who wants to learn to tattoo, that might be the wrong, or they could take that the wrong way, maybe.
Yeah. And like, not to imply that I am at some like apex point in my career where I can go, I can, be like lackadaisical with things.
But in other words, like I could see how someone could take that and use it as an excuse to just like be lazy in their tattooing, or
especially
lazy
I think
their drawing.
Informative time,
right?
Like where you're like you do just have a lot to hash out and study,
right?
And not that there isn't never-ending studying to be done, but
but I think like super sweating the technical stuff in the beginning is a good thing to do. Yeah.
Like, because even if you put something on that's like not that great art wise, at least it's well applied. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if your lines are clean and your color is saturated, your shading is smooth, well, then you could probably.
And to be honest, the majority of being a working tattooer is that you're just replicating like shit that people want.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be some like genius artist. You just need to be able to like do the little wave or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like you could redraw it a little bit, but people just want what they want.
Yeah.
Like coming like out of the gate, like being like super like wild and psychedelic and progressive is like cool and all, but I think like maybe just doing the regular stuff is a good stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tattooing's so popular now. It's like if you're really good and you're making interesting looking art that is tattooable, like you could easily book yourself out a year doing flash only, probably, just depending on who you are and where you work. So like that whole process of doing all the things could potentially be bypassed for people, which in a way, like, I don't want to say that that's the wrong way of doing stuff. I'm not like a gatekeeper of tattooing where it's like you have to do it the way we all used to have to do it, and I haven't even been tattooing that long anyways. So, but I do feel like maybe like a tattooer might miss out on some good opportunity of like really being able to like hone in their technical chops and their ability to like wear different hats and try different shit. Because it's like if you're young and just starting out, like maybe you're interested in a certain style right now, but I mean that could change over time and develop, and different interests are going to come and go.
Change. Like if you have a lifetime career of art. Like, and I mean, the chances of you sticking to one discipline is slim.
But like, if you get to like do a lot of hard work and make good money, like doing, you know, the little geometric thing and lots of little lettering and, you know, maybe some dot work stuff and some even like, I mean, I don't do no black tattoos, but I mean, I've done like little flower, no outline tattoos and all that kind of stuff. I've worked at shops where we were expected to do that if that's what somebody wanted. So I've done all that, and I, you know, there's things I would not do now, you know, just because I know that they're not going to age well and stuff. But I'm kind of glad that I did them, you know, for the sake of the experience of it and having to try to figure out how to apply it, you know, as far as like, you know, not wiping the stencil away and like figuring out the order of operations with colors and, you know, how to like layer little different colors and contrast and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
It's all valuable. It's not anything that I'm stoked on or want to show anybody, but it's still like a good educational process, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm just gonna like
I'm literally gonna like paint most of that black.
Do it. But I'm just gonna do like the time lapse and then just like cut it together at the end here. So
right. Is this being being filmed?
I'm doing a time lapse on the camera there. So I'm just gonna like edit this together so you'll see us painting this. So gotcha. I'm gonna cut this thing off so we can kind of get cracking on it.
Cool.
But Ben, thanks for coming to visit me.
Thanks for having me.
I love you.
I love you.
Yeah, we'll see how this fucking thing turns out.
Word.
And hopefully I didn't fuck up recording this thing. And
boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite. All right. Peace. Thank you for listening, and hopefully I get to do more of these things. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace.